Okay, so this is going to be very similar to the one we had in the morning. I probably may not take 10 minutes, but I'll try. Then we have two case studies, one from Sri Lanka and one from Liberia. You'll be very surprised. 1,000 miles apart, different cultures, but how the issues are very similar. So we probably will try to finish it around 15 to 18 minutes and having time for questions directly related to. Then discussions and then to follow the breakout groups. Now I just thought I'll share with you, I mean these are things you know, but I still thought I'll just take you through. Governance is the process of decision making and the process by which decisions are implemented. The good governance is measured by different factors which are listed here. So when it comes to research governance, it's important to reiterate that research governance is concerned with development of shared standards and mechanisms that permits proper management and monitoring of research. It is more than, but include research ethics. So that's the most important thing. Governance is something more than ethics review and ethics and consent. So when it comes to international collaborations, I hold a very strong views, particularly coming from low and middle income country, Sri Lanka, originally, that it should be for mutually respectful partnership and for shared benefits. Certainly not for easy and cheap research. This echoed throughout the presentations in the morning, particularly in the two keynotes as well. And it should not be an opportunity for exploitation. That has to be very clear. To add to the 1090 divide, which people spoke this morning, I just want to add another thing, the gap in publications. I, with Vikram Patel, analyzed 6 leading journals in psychiatry for 5 years to find only 6% of research come from 90% of disease burden countries, but we thought maybe because this is psychiatry. We went and analyzed 6 leading journals for 5 years, New England Journal, JAMA, Lancet, BMJ, to find only 8% research come from 90% disease burden countries. That gap is there. And then we recently repeated, that was about 15 years ago. The good news is it has doubled. In psychiatry, it's gone up to 12%, and those 6 journals are no more the leading journals. It's similar in medicine as well. We'll be publishing them. But with that gap, with what you saw this morning, the landscape, it's very important to try and understand what makes clinical research. This is a bit of an old paper which says developing countries, but let's say low and middle income countries. Some people say it's resource poor setting. I have issue with that. Maybe resources in terms of the conventional norms, but in other ways, they are rich in their resources, particularly human participation and opportunity for research. So this is a paper which I recommend for people to read, because it is very clear what makes research ethical. The community participation, which again was mentioned by many different people, social value, scientific validity, fair selection of participants, favorable risk-benefit ratio, independent review, adequate informed consent, ongoing respect for dignity, and publish the findings. I actually forgot to mention, as Doug said, I'm one of the beneficiaries of a Global Forum Bioethics, starting from the Malawi. I was fortunate to attend about 6 of them, so have some roots. And our working relationships go back to many, many years. And with that, before I invite the speakers, I used to call ethics a friend of research, until my colleague Jonathan Ives from Bristol, who is here, edited it a bit by saying ethics is critical but a supportive friend of research. Certainly it's not an enemy. People view, due to historical reasons, as ethics as an enemy of research. So we should be very mindful not to polarize to two ends. Ethics is there to strengthen the two sides of the coin, and to observe highest ethical standards and governance because you believe in it, because that can enrich your most important resource, the research participants, not because the ethics committees are there.